Welcome to Technical Drawing with Mr. Chi.
So the next thing we're going to be dealing with is your title block. Now the title block is a rectangular diagram at the bottom right hand corner of your drawing to show all the necessary information about that drawing. Okay, so that's where you write your name, the name of the designer, the school for students, the class, okay, the title of the drawing, the scale used, and then the dates. All right, now what's the measurement for the title block? Like I said, the bottom right hand corner. Okay, so the title block is a rectangle of 10 millimeters by 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Okay, so I'm gonna just start the measurement of my rectangle and take this as my 10 and 5. Okay, so I'm gonna just complete the rectangle using my set square. It's upside down. Okay, so on this you measure your 5 so that you can join it with the other one. Okay, now join it with this. So we have our complete rectangle. Okay, now we have to divide this rectangle into different rows. Okay, so since it's going to be 5 rows, depending on the information you are going to write. For me, I'm having 5 rows because I'm going to write 5 different informations. Okay, so I'll just divide this 5 centimeter into 5. That means you'll be having 1 centimeter per row as the height of each row. So I put my ruler and measure that. Let me confirm this is also 5. Okay, so having done that, I'm going to use my set square, the 30 by 30 and 60 degree set square, because that's the one that's a little longer. Okay, I'm going to use the set square to extend a line from this point down to the other point. Okay. I have to be very meticulous about it so that it doesn't shake. Okay, so it mustn't exceed that last line. And they are all going to be thick lines. All right. Haven't done that. The next thing we're going to do is get the inner lines. That's a thin line. Now, what's the essence of those thin lines? Is to guide your lettering. Okay, the block is not just to be drawn. You have to put in some information, and those informations, there's a way you structure them. All right, so those thin lines are to help you guide the information where the letters are supposed to start from and where they are supposed to stop, because letters are not supposed to start from here, from this place, and neither should they touch this place. So how do we go about that? You measure 1 millimeters, mind you, 1 millimeter, sorry, not 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter, that's 0.1 centimeter. You measure 1 millimeter from the top downwards, and then you measure another 1 millimeter from the bottom upwards, like this. one downward and one upward. I would rather use a thin line so that it doesn't create too much cluster here. So you just use a thin line to mark it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest. So that has been done. I've gotten my points. Now the next thing is to draw lines from this point down to the edge, and I'll use the same method I use using my set square. I'm going to draw lines from this place. So I put my ruler, okay, on the original line, take my set square and move towards the point. Please make sure you hold your ruler firmly. Look at the way I'm holding it, 2 fingers, okay, so that it doesn't shift. Neither should the set square shift, because if it does, it's going to create a mistake, an error on your drawing. So, and it has to be thin. All right, your line, the line you're going to draw should be thinner than the original line, as you can see. Okay, it's almost invisible to your eyes, but I can see it. Okay, so it's just there to guide me, and it's not part of my major drawing. Okay, so this is how they're all gonna look. Now I'm gonna just reproduce everything downwards to the last row, and there you go. You can see I've done it all through. Okay, and I've drawn the line all through. I'm just going to go ahead and clean this up. Okay, shouldn't be that obvious. And then I will draw and make this thicker. All right, so that's that. Now the next thing is to write in your information all through this line. All through this these rows. Okay, how do you write that? Now it's going to be written in the appropriate lettering format that was taught you in technical drawing. Okay, no creativity, no fine art writing, no cursive writing, no creative fonts, just normal style. So I want to write name. I'm going to write name this way from the top of the thin line to the bottom. It's going to be like this. A-M-E. So that's it. Neat and appropriate. Okay, equally spaced and equal height. So you fill in your name. It's better to use initials rather than using an incomplete name. Okay, so you write a name, and then if the remaining space is not going to be enough for the other name, then you just put an initial and dot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this other part for us to. All right, so we're done with that. Okay, all written. Now you notice I put my date here. I thought it would be 5 information, but there are 6. So I had to create a breakaway towards the end, not at the top, not at the middle, towards the end. Okay, so to accommodate my remaining information, which is the date. And then I didn't just write the date, I put a demarcation first before the date, and then a demarcation to close it so I can write the date. Okay, so that's all about your title block. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.